Hey, I'm getting ready for radio, and I want to tell a quick story. I don't know how much of this I'm going to tell on radio today. I watched the Al Smith dinner last night from New York City with the Cardinal. Donald Trump was present. Kamala Harris was not. I have lots of thoughts on it. I thought she blew an opportunity, and I thought that he was undisciplined and largely unfunny. But after I watched the Al Smith dinner, I love events like that. The Al Smith dinner, the White House Correspondent Association dinner. I've never been to the Gridiron Club in D.C., but I have been to what I was told was sort of the precursor to the Gridiron dinner, which is in Philadelphia, and it's called the Clover Club. I don't think it exists any longer. Actually, maybe I should figure out like the remnants of the Clover Club and bring it back. When I was in my 20s, I went to the Clover Club, which was a gathering of Philadelphia media and politicians. And there was a goat that they brought in. This was at the Union League. It was very formal. We may or may not have been in black tie or white tie. I don't know. We were formal. I know that. All men. And they brought in a goat. And the goat ran around the room. And then the goat left. I have no idea why. But I found in my scrapbook that I saved because my name appeared in the paper, and it was written by a columnist who was kind of legendary in Philadelphia, Tom Fox. And he wrote this piece, April 15, 1988. The advice was free at the Clover Club dinner. And he talks about some of the politicians who were in the room and this individual to whom they were all giving advice. And to whom were they giving advice? Me, at age 26. The Clover Club members and their guests enjoyed themselves with food, drink, and laughter. Harold Stassen, the former governor of Minnesota, one-time president of Penn, and a many-time candidate for the White House was there. He's 81 now, and as charming and bright as ever. Young Michael Smerconish, the promising young Republican Paul, was there too. He is 26 with his best days ahead of him. Michael Smerconish is such a promising prospect that a number of the old lions of the grand old party bruised his tender ears with all sorts of well-meaning advice, among them the guru-like Thatcher Longstreth. Thatcher Longstreth was 6 feet 8 inches tall. He was a proud Princetonian. He never wore an overcoat in the winter. He hitchhiked from his house in Chestnut Hill to City Hall, and he always wore Argyle socks. He was a wonderful man. And listen to the advice that he gave to me. Never be too much of anything, Thatcher Longstreth said. Never be too rich or too poor, too smart or too dumb, too handsome or too ugly, too sure or unsure of yourself. Listen to the advice he gave me. I didn't take it when I was 26. Find the middle of the road, and you'll find success, not only in politics, but in life. And then Tom Fox wrote, Michael Smerconish listened in awe, his eyes as wide as saucers. And so did Harold Stassen. And this part, I remember the backstory. Wait till you hear this. This is, again, Thatcher Longstreth at an Al Smith-like dinner giving me advice. Always avoid the extremes. There were 3 billionaires in my class at Princeton in 1941, Jack Dorrance, Malcolm Forbes, and Henry Hillman. By the way, Dorrance was the Campbell Soup founder or son of the Campbell Soup founder, billionaire. Jack Dorrance is the former chairman of the board of Campbell Soup, but he's lost 3 wives, 2 of them to death. Malcolm Forbes is the owner of Forbes magazine. He collects lead soldiers and Fabergé eggs and runs around with Liz Taylor. You know what I remember about this? Thatcher told me that Jack Dorrance had read this column and was upset, and he called Thatcher and told him so. And then further along, you know, there's more advice that's given to me. Harold Stassen and Thatcher Longstreth, 2 old lions of the Republican Party, roared with laughter. Michael Smerconish shook his head. What's a Paul of 26 to believe? Yeah, so I've got some experience with dinners like this, and I think that humor can be such an effective political tool. And I also think, as I believed back then, it's good to get together and mingle. Trump crossed the line. You know what he said about Bill de Blasio last night? He crossed the line. He didn't read the room. It just wasn't funny. Some of his lines were funny, but most of them were unfunny and some were crude. And Kamala Harris never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity. She should have been there to draw a contrast between herself and Trump with, 2 weeks to go in this election. Anyway, here's to the White House Correspondent Association dinner, the Gridiron Club dinner, and the old Clover Club back when I was 26. See ya.